Welcome to episode 4 of today's Santa Barbara. Look at me, I'm all like glammed up a little bit. I've been glammed up. Yeah, this is something I thrifted yesterday actually. It was awesome. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was for me. So that's what I'm feeling for today for Santa Barbara. The weather should be nice there today. So as we're heading down south, I think the weather's getting better. So we're gonna see about that. But I've been waiting to go to Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara really inspired this for me to go on this trip in the first place. It's one of the places I really want to see. So I'm really excited. There's a lot of places to thrift today. I also got yesterday's sand. So this is Morro Bay sand. So there's actually a significant difference with each of the sands that I don't even have to like label them in advance for me to not get mixed up. Like I can tell like which one is which. So pretty crazy stuff. So let's go to Santa Barbara. I'm freaking excited.
Never underestimate your intuition because I always had a really good feeling about Santa Barbara and Malibu and just Southern California in general. And when I was there walking around, I felt really good being there. Santa Barbara, I loved it almost just as much as Malibu. If you ever have a feeling about something, you're probably right. I really had fun at this vintage shop. I was actually there for like an hour and I was looking for stuff to redecorate my entire room. I just think it's really important to have fun and surround yourself with things that make you smile, make you really happy. Checking out some views of Santa Barbara and building myself up to see the first sunset on the ocean of my life. My first mistake, honestly, was building up this sunset to be something unbelievable, to be the greatest thing I've ever seen, in which it was fucking amazing. I feel like we should have no expectations in life for anything. I feel like having expectations for people, for things, places, for feelings and experiences can ruin it. It's best to just go into things completely blind, completely open to whatever happens. Still a beautiful sunset and a beautiful moment and day spending time at the beach and wandering around, but definitely not what I expected.
So Santa Barbara, to reflect, again, it's the next day, so I'm like kind of just waking up. Again, it was a shared, it was a guest room, so I didn't want to disturb anybody. I got there pretty late, so. But yeah, just to reflect on it, I spent like the rest of the day at the beach and everything. Something that I really wanted to do was finally see the sunset on the ocean, right? My expectations were, since it was such a special moment, was like, oh, I'm probably gonna cry and everything like that, right? And I've always had this certain kind of image of like what, seeing the sunset on the ocean would be like for the first time. And maybe you have that kind of a thing where you have a vision of what this like goal of yours is gonna look like, or your first time doing something, right? You kind of like fantasize it in a way. And then if something that happens a lot in life is that anything that comes to you in life, I find like it's never exactly the way it goes. The outcome is not perfect, or the outcome is not exactly what you imagined it to be, but it is still good enough. Yeah, it wasn't, I've always imagined, for me, for example, the sun disappearing on the horizon of the water, and that's something I really want to see one day. And it wasn't like exactly like that. There was some like, I think like buildings or houses or something like that, so it wasn't exactly what I dreamed of, but it was still really beautiful, and I was so grateful that it actually cleared up in Santa Barbara. So it was really, really nice. The vibes were so good. But yeah, you kind of just have to accept the fact that a lot of what life is going to throw at you, you're looking forward to, is not going to be exactly what you ever imagined it to be, but it is still just as good as what you've always wanted, and the fact that it does come to you at some point is already enough to appreciate it. So I was really grateful I got to see that today. I will probably see another one, I think, in Malibu today. That's the next episode. And also another thing is that, even though it was beautiful, I didn't cry. And I feel like the reason I didn't was seeing the ocean is still such a special thing for me, but there's something about your first time that's always going to be very, very special for anything in life. A first time of an experience, a first milestone of yours, right? It could be like, I don't know, your first day at high school, or last day at college, or graduating college, or your first relationship, your first kiss, your first car. That car is always going to be very special to you, even if you have a fucking Ferrari or some Lamborghini or some shit, right? I would feel like anyway to me that that first is always going to be very special to you. And so seeing the ocean for the first time back in May, I don't think anything can ever beat that. For me, that trip I think is unbeatable, even though this has been a dream trip of mine, and for sure it's a core memory, but it's not going to beat seeing the ocean for the first time, And so I think, I was a lot more calmer being on the ocean and even seeing the sunset for the first time, but not enough for me to really make me cry because I've already experienced that first moment. The thing about first memories and stuff, stuff is cherish them so much, especially when you're aware that it's happening in the moment, which I'm usually very aware of that. Like I can feel when a core memory is forming. I don't know about you, but like I'll know when I'm kind of looking at something and it's like almost like your future self imagining that memory again as you're looking at it, and you kind of feel like, you know, this is going to be something that I'm going to look back at for a long time, and you're in that moment. It's like your future self knows in a sense, and I feel that a lot. Just take those in. Those first memories I think are extremely precious. Even though you can only experience them once, they are in your memory. They'll never go away. They're always with you. Santa Barbara was really, really good. I love the vibes here. I definitely will be back here again one day. And yeah, the next episode is Malibu, which is where I'm about to go. I got my Malibu shirt that I got on that trip, so I'm really, really excited. This is my favorite destination. The next episode should be really interesting. I think it's gonna be a lot more exploration, more than it is going about in the cities and stuff. It's not that big. It has a lot to offer for views, so I'm very excited, and send you so much love, and I hope to see you in the next episode.